Knocked Loose just dropped a new album. I have my thoughts. This new album, easily one of my favorites that they've made. I think Different Shades of Blue was my favorite for a good minute. I didn't really listen to Knocked Loose until like a year or two ago. And this album, this new one, is just like it's so experimental. It's got so many elements. It's just like pushing a lot of boundaries when it comes to Knocked Loose as a whole. Not necessarily the genre or reinventing the wheel, because I don't think that's necessarily what they're trying to do. I think the fact that they're just trying to push themselves as musicians within the boundaries of their heavy music is what's making this album so impactful, for me at least. Start with track 1, Thirst. I absolutely love the guitar tone on this track, and right off the bat with an explosion of heavy sound. Was not expecting that kind of energy to start off the record, but it was an insane way to bring that energy. My god, there was just like relentless energy to that. Well, that's a way to start a record. All right, I think this one's easily my top 3 tracks on the album. I love the dynamic between all the vocals, between each member. The drums on this song were incredibly tight, and that snare tone that you hear throughout the entire record is just so, oh, it's so good. Having Thirst as track 1, great choice. Next on the album is a track called Piece by Piece. This one was not necessarily, it was definitely on the lower end of my ranking. I really like the flow of the mid breakdown. That groove is swaying. Oh, it went slower. I approve of this. And I think at this point, hearing Brian throughout this whole record, it just reinforces my thoughts on his vocals and him as a vocalist. I think this kind of goes for a lot of people who start listening to Knocked Loose. I didn't really like his vocals at first. Just because, like, I feel like, one, I didn't understand it. Hearing something that was not what I normally listen to in a hardcore or metalcore or deathcore band. And to hear Brian's very, very unique vocals, it came across like as a big, like, culture shock. But the more I listened to him, the more I grew fond of that specific tone, because it's not that easy to reproduce, or at least it's not common to reproduce. And I don't think I've ever heard another band in the genre they're in that has a vocalist that sounds like that. And then we got the track Suffocate. Obviously I didn't get to react to this one, but I did get to see it live for the first time. I saw Poppy at the Sick New World, and they brought Poppy out for their show at the Shrine. To include Poppy in a track is awesome. She's also just really talented, and she has such a weird character that makes her really interesting, and it matches really well with the Knocked Loose dynamic. And on top of that, to have a reggaeton breakdown is mind-boggling to me. It's something I would never have expected, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean by the innovation with these type of tracks, and constantly trying to improve or just try something new with the genre. Because I feel like if they just reproduced the same type of album or EP or track in general, as a whole, it could get very stale. I think the willingness to try new things is what brings life into genres. Sometimes it changes them, sometimes it forms subgenres or niche genres within the genre itself, but I think for the most part, that innovation to try new things inspires everyone around them to be better. And then there's Don't Reach For Me, which I never reacted to on the channel before, but I absolutely love the music video. I think there's some really cool moments in that music video. Okay, they've gone 16:9 this time, which is good. Oh, who's that? I love this film look. I love film emulation, actual film. It's beautiful. And like the red halation in the corners. That's so sick. So cool. I wonder if they use an action drone for this or like a 360 cam, because I think it could be a mixture of both for these type of shots. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so cool. It's dark, incredibly dark, but it's so cool. Also, I love the diopter lens that they're using here. So to create this effect, it's like a tiny little, like a semicircle, like this shot specifically. And it's, this is the one I have. It's handheld. There is ones that attach directly onto the camera, so it's fixed and you can like rotate it on there. But this is just for quick shots. Hello. So essentially what it is, if you look at it sideways, it's got some thickness to it, and that's what gives it the blur. The light gets diffused between that thick section of the glass, which creates this illusion, which is what we're seeing in the shot here, and I'm assuming several other moments of this video. I love when people use this type of effect because it's not utilized that much, and it just looks sick. It's just, there has to be purpose to it, and I think they utilized it really well in this video. This song easily has some of the best breakdowns in the whole album. I think it's top 3 for sure, locking that one in. Then there's that little 2-pack, Moss Covers All and Take Me Home. Probably one of the most experimental songs with the weird percussion and the strange guitar melodies that they were using. That's so gross. Oh, that was it. Oh, that song was only 46 seconds. And it helped introduce this one. Oh, this is cool. Hold on. Okay. What are those? They got like hella shakers and percussion in there. Jesus. Okay, I'm not ready. I just feel uncomfortable, really. It's awesome. And then we got Slaughterhouse 2. Like a lot of the features on this record, it was a cool dynamic to have, and it was a dynamic that made sense. I'm really excited to hear how Chris is going to play a part into a Knocked Loose song. Break down the wall again. Nice. That was the same line, wasn't it? Oh, come on. That was cool. Oh, that's so cool. Oh! That's so cool. Okay. It's those like one-liners that they kept from the first Slaughterhouse that make it feel like the sequel. It's really cool. I don't know. It's like the alternate reality or the parallel universe of Slaughterhouse 1. And those lines that Chris says, eye for an eye, break down the wall again, those type of call-outs feel a lot darker in this context. Well, they kept the call-outs the same, which is cool. It's essentially like recreating a song, to be honest. I'm curious as to the approach of this song. I'm wondering like if they initially intended it to be Slaughterhouse 2. I appreciate features, although I know they're kind of hard to do without changing your sound completely. But for some reason, Chris just feels very natural to have Chris on a song. And maybe it's because we had Chris and Brian together in a song before, so we're kind of used to it already. And then another song with weird percussion, The Calm That Keeps You Awake. A lot of short songs on this album. This album's not even like a half hour long, which is kind of wild. But I haven't heard like what? Is that a cowbell? That was terrifying. This breakdown rhythm reminds me a lot of Mangekyo, that one Alpha Wolf track. Very, very similar. Yeah, it's so similar. It's cool though. I mean, it's a cool riff. And it's utilized very differently in this track as well. Oh, and finally, easily top 3, if not top 1. This track is so freaking cool. Sit and Mourn, last track. I think, ooh, that sounds like the melody they have in Everything Is Quiet Now. Which I'm surprised those two didn't even get on the album. They seem like perfect fits for this album. But the thing that I really like about Knocked Loose is the fact that very similarly to Load, Very similarly to Loathe and Northlane, Silent Planet, the way that they build their atmosphere, their storytelling within their music and their style, they execute it so well to the point where you feel like creeped out listening to this stuff in like a good way, you know? I respect them a lot for that. Heck yeah. Longest track on the record at a whopping 4 minutes 40 seconds. It's not that long. It's so cool. They said the thing. Oh, so freaking cool, man. Oh, I love their atmosphere, the ambiance. This like dry, not necessarily dry, but this clean reverb tone sounds so pretty. I'm wondering what they use, because I know they use quad cortex now, so I'm wondering what kind of presets they got, or which ones they built. Heck yeah. I swear if we get just a breakdown for the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna love this track. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I think that's why I loved Everything Is Quiet Now so much, because literally half the song is a breakdown. The fact that we had so much time to sit and resonate with the instruments and that atmosphere and the world that we were being put in. So to hear that, especially on the final track of the record, was so cool. Top 3 for sure. This record as a whole, I genuinely love it. So far there hasn't been that many albums that have come out. I think the only 2 that I've really enjoyed this year is the new Alpha Wolf album and the Knock Loose album, which, by the way, let me show you it. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh my god. The back. Let me open it up. Hold on. Come on. Are you kidding me? It's just like so, I love it. Look at it! Ooh. I genuinely love this band. I love this record. I think it's a very special one. If there's anything else you want me to react to, let me know in the comments. Go support Knock Loose. See them live on this tour if you can. Listen to this new album. I'll see you in the next one.